Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a minute, but I figured I would finally upload, and a local who I met recently is getting back into the game and is liking Piett. So I was like, you know what? Perfect deck to show off right now. It's having decent success. Red doing better than blue, but I feel like I'm going to touch on both flavors of Piett at the moment and kind of what their game plan is. Um, as the title of this deck states, it's a pretty straightforward game plan. You're gonna go in a straight line. You're gonna play pretty on curve, and you're just gonna every turn you're gonna play a bigger unit. Um, our turn ones are mostly droids because we're trying to play off the invisible hand. One of the best 6 cost ships you can get helps you go wide, and more droids never hurt anybody. Piett's leader ability, obviously, as you can see, is play a capital ship. It's going to cost 1 less. When he's out, he flips on 5. He's a 2/7. It's a not fantastic stat line, but it means he stays alive for a while. And he's kind of a pseudo sentinel because 2 cheaper capital ships hurt a lot more than just 1. He makes them, it's a passive. Capital ships cost 2 less. So your turn 1 units, obviously mostly droids. You are 2 ramp units of Gonk, and then you have the Honor Bound Partisan, which is kind of like a. They're not actual ramp because ramp as a concept is just dead right now. You don't want to play Expendable Mercenary, especially not into Blue Villainy, because it will get no gloried. So Honor Bound Partisan is going to make your next unit cost 1 less when it dies, meaning you can play a 5 cost unit on turn 2, which is kind of the goal. And then you've got the Gonk Power Droid, which can do the same thing, but we have both for consistency. Aside from that, you have two 2/4 units. You have BT1, which synergizes with the other droid of 000, which you can't play with the Invisible Hand, but you can draw it. Use the DRK-1. I was kind of considering going up to 3 off of this and taking out the Imperial Dark Troopers altogether, simply because defeating non-unique, aka lightsabers, constructed lightsaber, or any of them really right now is an issue, but we're seeing less Obi-Wan right now because it's not doing as fantastic into certain decks of the meta. And then we've got HK, where if he stays alive and you start playing things like Haymaker or Turbo Laser or Craving Power, or even just Devastator Fulminatrix to kill their units, he's just going to slowly get value while he sits there. Imperial Dark Trooper is a battlefield marine that Villainy finally got way too late. And then 000 is hitting base for 5 if you have a red card in your discard pile. Agneg is more pumped to win games. You have Haymaker, which is also somewhat pump. Same with Craving Power. Both pump cards. They have abilities. Obviously, they're removal in a way. They are more removal than pump for sure, but more pump options. Having 8 pump cards in the deck, 6 of them being actual removal cards, as well as letting you do more damage if you actually get a swing off, is huge. Blockade Runner, only one of them and 2 Dornian gunships. You kind of want to have like 6 5-cost units. You can go more for the sake of consistency if you feel like it. But the problem with the Blockade Runner is if you get a swing off, it's amazing. If you don't, it dies currently to Blue Ace and the Eager Escorts fighters, which is a big problem when Lando is a popular deck. Though Lando is falling out of the meta in favor of Deidre, meaning that we're also seeing Vader Yellow become somewhat popular, which means you're still going to see Eager Escorts. It's just how it is. Chewbacca. Yeah, pay 5, slap him on a ship. Because on 4 resources, you can play a 5-cost ship. 5 resources, you play Chewbacca. If they were thinking of shatterpointing you, they're not. And if you're playing against Blue Villainy, just don't play the Chewbacca onto a ship. It's probably going to get no gloried. But if you watch them chuck a no glory at one of your ships and you play another, and you're like, oh, they're probably going to remove it next turn, and you're on like 8 resources for single reactor. Oh, hey, Chewbacca, it lives. What are they going to do now? Hopefully they top deck a second no glory. If you see 2 no glories in a game, and then you play them and they have the third, that's just a, well, your opponent had it. Dornian gunship, you don't really have a whole lot of space units, but what you do have is a good stat line with the ship. You're playing a 4 cost, 4/6 in space, it's going to do at least 1 indirect. Could be worse. And then you have the MC-30 Assault Frigate, which is just your basic, hey, this is a 4 cost 5/5, it's got Overwhelm, it's got Raid 1, it does disgusting things with Dogfight in the sideboard if your opponent's playing spaceships. You have Craving Power, which is removal. Even just putting it on Piett, I mean, it gives him 9 health, he's actually going to swing back for something, and if you're killing a 4 health unit, it's like, yeah, okay. You're paying 5 to kill a 4 health unit. It's not fantastic, but if you're keeping your ground healthy, it's fine. And then you've got Invisible Hand, which is the reason for a lot of your turn ones. With the amount you have in the deck, you should not be whiffing on it. If you do, it's just unfortunate. Only 2 planetaries main board. Depending on your local meta, go up to 3 if you know you're seeing a lot of control. You're going to want 3 Invisible Hands, 3 planetaries, 3 devs. Maybe even you want more Agnegs to get that damage in early. It's up to you. It is dependent on local meta. I know the European scene, if I have any of those viewers, has a lot more control players than the current North American scene. It is what it is. Turbo Laser Salvo. Goodbye, enemy board state. Your opponent's going to look at you and they're going to frown, because if they let you put a ship out and then play this card, that really sucks for them. If you have Piett out, you can play Devastator for 6 cost. The next turn, you can do 9 damage to a whole board. If it's a regular, like, Lando or something, and they let your Devastator live because they're like, oh, I'm going to Liberty, well, now you can just kill the Liberty that they put out, or you can kill their entire grounded arena, which is probably going to consist of quite a few spies and a Lando Calrissian. It's just a beautiful card. Running 3 off, it just works. And in red, you have a little bit more staying power, where like you can keep units on the board and you can push the damage, whereas blue, you're playing a bit more control-ish. And then finally, you have Fulminatrix, just to fill out that 8 cost, and you have Persecutor, because it's a big ship and it's got a good wind plate. It kind of hurts that it damages itself. It feels like poor card design. Can hurt your units as well. But it can hurt their units a lot more, because your units, you're generally playing you're playing above curve, but you're playing, generally speaking, 1-ish unit a turn. I say 1-ish because, maybe you curve fill with a droid. But generally speaking, you play 1 big ship a turn, and then they're all going to have a lot of health, and your opponent, depending on the kind of deck they're playing, could be playing 1 to 2 units a turn, and doing 3 damage to multiple units is beautiful. Sideboard options. What are they? There's a lot. Okay? Salvage for control matchups. Once again, depending on your local meta and how confident you are in the control. If you want to just salvage out a Devastator 3 times in a game to win it, nothing wrong with that. Dogfight. If you're going to see Bobas or any deck that's playing a lot of space, I mean, except for Vader, really, because Vader just does Vader things. If your deck doesn't take off, it doesn't. You still put it in because, hey, they're going to flip onto something, and then you dogfight through their leader. It's a pretty good spot to be in. Prepare for takeoff. If you're expecting hand hate, Sabe Data Vault is a very strong deck, though very underrepresented for how well it converts. Strange thing. Local of mine, he has been doing very well with it. He did just win a showdown. And then Ervil Skeen, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Hey, you're going to play credits? I'm going to say no. Charged with Corruption, you play spaceship, they play ground unit. They upgrade ground unit, you capture ground unit. Yippee! And you have enough green in the deck, it's a pretty close to 50-50 split of command. I always say green, it's command, but it's green. That you should be able to have the reveal for it. Eager Escorts, pretty self-explanatory. Are they playing a 4-cost nuisance ship? Yeah, kill it. But realistically, this is one of those cards on the sideboard I'm like, it's kind of iffy, because if you just play your big ships, they have to swing their on-curve ships into your ships that you're playing 1 turn sooner. So generally, you should be doing pretty good there. And then the third PV, because, hey, control, die. If realistically having an unanswered Devastator into a planetary just wins you a game, It's so hard for an opponent to come back from 12 indirect to their base, and then they still have to answer your Devastator to prevent another 9. It just hurts, and at that point you should already have damage on base where the Planetary gets you close enough to win. But that's red. So, I mean, you kind of get the game plan with it. There's no special unique lines. Playing Haymaker onto a 000 is awesome, realistically speaking. It kills anything with 5 health. Playing Craving onto a 000 kills Obi-Wan and Talzin, which is a huge thing. Like I said, I know Obi-Wan and Talzin aren't as popular in the meta right now, but they're still well-represented decks. And you can kill them. And then you still have a 6/6 on the board. Maybe it has some damage on it. Who knows? But their leader's dead now. Yippee. The playlines aren't too unique with this deck. Obviously, you've got the... I recommend Chewy Pilot. I think it's a really fun thing that people just don't expect. It is something I did a little bit with Dooku Thermal Oscillator back when that was a thing. Just to keep Invisible Hand alive, because that was the whole engine of the deck. But really, keeping Invisible Hand alive is disgusting, because every turn it's just getting... Every attack it gets is another 2-cost unit you get for free, because a 6-cost 6/6 that gets you the 1 droid, okay, that's what a 6/6 does. It does something good for the board. You know, it could be ambushing, it could be killing something. In this case, it gets you a unit, and then every attack after that is more value. That increases the value of the 6-cost unit that you're only paying 5 for. So yeah, it's a beautiful deck. It's not too complex, and it's got one of those... It's got like the style where if you draw the right line, it's going to win games. I will do probably one match with this and one match with blue, but we're going to look at blue now real quick. Alright, so in blue we see a few same units, but actually a lot more blue in the deck. I find that aside from Planetary and Devastator... Actually, okay, so let's put it this way. The deck is going to play differently. Obviously, blue plays a bit more control heavy. Aside from the slightly worse droids, but also slightly better units, and then lack of PB and Devastator hurt. But you're playing the deck differently. You are not... So you do a lot worse into control with blue, but you do better into mid-range, I would say. It's in the weird spot where red is probably the better deck currently. It's a deck I recommend more, but blue is a deck I've been having fun with, so we'll go over quick recommendations with it. What are you trying to do? Well, you're trying to control the board enough to let you play big ships, and then if your opponent can't answer your big ships, you just win. Right? They're going to play a unit turn 1. If it has 3 health, you play Latsrazi, kill it, go into the next turn, you play a big ship. Do they have Shatterpoint? Probably not if you killed their turn 1 with Lats, but a lot of the ones are 2 Force, so there is that. You know, you try and keep them off of Force, obviously, against a Force deck, because they're going to have Shatterpoint. If they don't have Shatterpoint, they only have very limited removal cards in blue. You don't have the ability to push damage, but you have the ability to keep the board in a better state where you're still racing. It's just a different kind of racing. Red is just go, 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 go. Blue is, I'm going to stop you from doing this damage, and then my big ship is going to hit you. It's going to hit you a little bit less hard than the red ship, but it might restore, it might exhaust your things when I play it. It's just, you know, it might make you do less damage, so I'm going to go 3. Director Krennic, his only real payoff in the deck is the Relief Runner, but that's plenty. He's also just a 2-cost 2/2 shielded. Follower of the Code is unfortunately a worse droid than, say, HK-47. It does have the Restore, though, to help you, you know, deal with those aggro decks, those pesky aggro decks that we see everywhere. Can't hate aggro, though. And then, yeah, so it's technically 3 damage value, because you have the Restore 1, but it trades worse into 3/3 units. It trades the same into 2/4 units. Gonk Power Droid, so you lose the Honor Bound Partisan. Imperial Dark Trooper, just because you need another turn 1. Interrogation Droid, which you cannot play. I mean, you could realistically If you feel like it, pay 6 for it. If it's gonna put you in a good spot, pay 6 for it. If you can exhaust something, you need to. You do get Droid Laser Turret though, which is beautiful. Love the card. Um, Decks like Obi-Wan is referenced a lot for some reason in this video that I keep talking about. Where their only answer for removal realistically is if they're running Anakins in the deck, which most of them don't, or they Shatterpoint your droid. Or else they put 2 units into it, which is just unfortunate, and then the droid does its job. Latsrazi is a beautiful unit, unfortunately not a capital shipped, so we're only running 2. Condemn is a disgusting card. It just works. True Remembers for those decks that want a Voltron without a leader, if they're Voltroning with their leader. Hope they put it on a small ship, and that's all I got for you. Corvus, you're not really using its ability, but it's a 4/5 with Restore 2 that you're only paying 4 for. So, awesome. MC30 Assault Frigate. I'm going through this deck a lot faster because, I mean, I suggest red. Red is the stronger deck at the moment. But blue is a very fun deck as well, and if you toy with it and learn its playstyle, it works. No Glory is like the staple removal card. It's better. I don't want to say, okay, it's better than Lost and Forgotten. And a lot of you are going to hate that, because Lost and Forgotten heals 3 from base. But in this deck where you have Restore units, healing 3 from base is less important than killing units sooner. And not fearing when defeated abilities that decks like Boba that are really popular have, where they're going to deal 3 indirect, 4 if their leader's out. Like the Droid Missile Platform. Anything with a detrimental when defeated ability is immediately negated by the No Glory. Now you can argue that with 6, Droid Missile Platform dies, they're going to do the indirect, and then you just heal it. But when you can do the indirect to them and not take the 3, they're now taking the 3. Boba now has to struggle to figure out where the hell they're going to put this damage. It works out better. Craving Power is only a 2-off in this deck because you have the removal cards. Relief Runner, if it gets 1 hit off, it's now going to heal probably 5 from your base because it's going to die at some point. If it doesn't die, it's going to win you the game because it's really hard to raise 6 damage value. Swinging every turn. You have the Invisible Hand because we have the droids, which is what you're playing the Interrogation droid with. Cantwell Aggressor Cruiser, they're going to flip on a ship if they're playing a pilot leader, or they're going to upgrade their ground leader, or they're going to play something big. You're going to play it, and it's never going to ready again. Ooh, scary unit. It's not going to do anything. Fleet Interdictor, it's a space unit with a Sentinel, and it's got a decent stat line and a decent when defeated ability that you can play with Krennic, which means that if Piett is out, it is now, and Krennic is out, it is now a 4-cost unit. If just Piett is out, it's a 5-cost, which is kind of just filling in that 7-cost area for when you flip Piett. Turbo Laser is more removal. Lawbringer is removal if they're playing tiny units or half-dead units already. Like if you're swinging at their units and they're low, you're like, oh, Lawbringer, but it also just helps you race better because you're playing it on 6 and then their board's hitting for relatively nothing compared to what it would before. Sideboard is Prepare for Takeoff to find the units you need. Eager Escort because, it's kind of better in this deck. In red, you kind of had just the ability to race better. Now you're playing a bit more of a value removal game, which the Eager Escorts kind of help with. Third, Tree Remembers, which may not be completely necessary if you want to go for more late game with like another Annihilator if you think you're making it that far. And then you've got the 2 Chewbaccas because I do love Chewie in the Piett decks. 2 PBs because you do struggle with control. So having any way to hopefully win that matchup a little bit better. My mindset for Piett Blue into control is they're going to run out of answers eventually. You're not going to run out of ships. It's the winning mindset right there. Think about that, okay? They have 3 No Glories, right? You got 2 Chewies in the sideboard. They've got 3 No Glories, though. 3 board wipes. and then 3 Lost and Forgottens. Okay, that's 9 key removal cards. You have way more than 9 big ships. And if they play something big, you have the removal that red doesn't, to deal with their big things and then keep dropping bombs. And then Annihilator, because yay, 9 cost Annihilator, awesome. Or probably, honestly, realistically speaking, it's going to be a 10 cost unless you Krennic out, because Piett is probably going to be dead by then. If Piett's not dead by then, you probably got enough value on the board already to win the game. But yeah, going to go play a game with red and then blue. You guys are going to see these beautiful play lines that are, I mean, red, realistically, love the deck. It's just, hey, if I draw this line, I'm just going to play it. I'm going to play the, oh, look at that. I drew a 3 cost, or sorry, a 2 cost, a 4 cost ship, which they don't actually exist, so you want a 3 cost. So let me reword this here. 2 cost, 3 cost, 5 cost ship, because you can play on a 4, and then you drew a 6 cost, or a 7 cost, and then you just fucking value town. Yay! Anyways, game time. Alright, so game 1 is against a generally pretty mid-range deck. You've got Hera, Daimyo's Palace. They're going to play, I mean, the big threats are obviously they're going to nuke you for 5 with Zeb. This is kind of a risky hand to keep, but I do like it. If I don't draw turn 2, it gets iffy, but then I just suffer. Mina Bonteri, Honorbound Partisan, beautiful. Going to hopefully have them do something okay. I am actually going to swing just to delay the action, so they're going to swing with Mina, and then I can play this, deal 1 to their base, and next turn I can play Invisible Hand. If they bounce it, then I just play the Assault Frigate. They're probably going to put Mina into this, trying to keep... Nope, they're not. Okay. They wanted to get the damage out of Obi-Wan, which is fair. But I'm not going to do that. And then I'm just going to play this guy. And that's bad. But it's fine because I have Craving Power on my ship. And they're not running Force Base, which means they don't have real removal. They have a Fly for the Leader, which isn't too scary. They have a big Mina, that's for sure. But I now have Invisible Hand in space. Which I'm going to do this, and then I'm actually going to play the Probe Droid for free to just kill off the experience. Zeb. I'm going to deploy. Probably not going to do anything with it this turn. Yep, I'm just going to claim here. If we get a Devastator, no Devastator, now they could actually have removal. So I'm going to 6. I think that's the least awkward play. Not the exactly what we want to be playing here, but it's okay. So now I can Craving on Piett to kill Zeb and then kill Hera. I think it's probably the best bet here. He can't bounce my Piett with Kanan. He also can't bounce my Invisible Hand, so it's just going to hurt him. He should swing with Zeb here. I think is because, like, I have a way to kill Zeb, but he doesn't know that for sure. He's kind of in a rough spot. This is one of those things like, oh, look, okay, so you can kill the Craving, but now I just Craving and do that. It's like, okay, now do you claim? What do you do here? He wants to get the Hera swing off. Okay, Fist of Aether Sprite is a good card to have main board in this current meta. Whatever he swings with, the other one's going to die. Because I can just kill it next turn. this is the thing with red. It's like, okay, my turn 1 was good, my turn 2 was okay, but because my turn 1, yeah, see, he concedes. He doesn't have an answer. Because realistically, this turn, if he swings with Hera, I kill Mina, and then next turn he can't kill Invisible Hand. Even if he has Chewy Pilot, he has to play it. And then I can just Haymaker for 7, which doesn't kill it, actually, so it would just be another swing case, and then that puts him up to 20. I've got another 6 damage on ground. It just, like, yeah, especially so that turn 1, turn 2, it's I didn't get Gonk Droid, right? But what I did get is this, Honor-Bound Partisan. And because he had initiative, I had to wait to play this, or else Mina would have killed it, and I would have gotten no value that turn. But because I waited, and unfortunately traded my trooper into Obi-Wan, I could play this later, meaning that Mina didn't kill it, and it killed it the next turn for Invisible Hand to come out sooner. So yeah, gonna play one more game with red, and then do one game with blue. Alright, so this is Leia Data Vaults. I assume similar to the deck that just did very well at a PQ. I think did very well. I don't think it won. Honor-Bound Partisan turn 1 with initiative is not that bad. Turbo Laser, Devastator in hand, yeah. Do one there. That is perfect. Oh, no, he's gonna give it, yeah. I was like, oh, that's perfect, it's not gonna kill it. No, it's gonna kill. Let's go into base. AC Gambling that I don't have a 5 cost. There we go. Lots Razi. Shimiko Gonk. I will claim. Blockade Runner, so that will kill lots. And now I can play Invisible. So this is the exact same, not the exact same, but very similar to last game. If he killed the Partisan last turn, then I just went with Gonk, and then I'm just going to do that. Play him, play for free. Is he going to opt to give an experience token to something? Nope, he's going to pass. I don't think he has any answers in space to this. Yeah, awesome. Hey, and that works out perfectly. It's kind of what I was fishing for, but the fact that I did draw it, and he concedes. Well, he doesn't concede, he left. He didn't even hit the concede button. So yeah, it's another one of those things of, oh, I'm able to play Invisible Hand on 4 resources, which is a 6/6 on 4. I then get another droid. The next turn, I get a swing for another droid. I get Craving Power. And then I flip, and next turn I have the option of Devastator. And I still have the Invisible Hand there. And blue-green Heroism doesn't have... He's got removal on 6. And then if he's paying 6 to remove my Invisible Hand, I drop Devastator on his forehead, kill his Masterpiece. He no longer has a removal in hand because he played his 1 already. And then I PB and essentially win. Big wins, big deck, big things, big fun. Yippee. Alright, so this is one of those things where, oh hey, he's gonna flip, probably put a lightsaber on his leader. Oh, he's playing Virgin's Temple. Okay, so he's Consular. He's playing Consular. He's probably gonna flip Voltron his leader. He's got more removal. So I actually want to... Oh, he has initiative. If he plays... There's no good answer to this, actually. None of this is pretty. But I do have the option. He plays Bodhi. Okay, that's okay. That is something I can deal with. Turbo Laser... I want to keep Condemn for his leader, and Lats is the only other thing I can play this turn. Yeah, sure. I could have played her to do the damage. Okay, well now I can just... Sure. It keeps him off the Force token, but he already got that last turn. It just means he has to play something this turn. That's gonna go down. He's not playing a whole lot of Space Ambush. Yep. Does he have Shatterpoint? He does. I claim. Arrestor Cruiser is huge. If he tries to Voltron his leader, play actually, I will deploy Piett. Because if I can go fishing for that droid, probably Galen? Okay, see, this is... Oh, okay, that's brutal. I'm just gonna claim. That makes me sad. I was like, oh, I can fish for my thing that I really wanted, but... now I'm just sad. Okay, well, I will show him 2 things that he hates to see. Exhaust his leader. Play Mina, I will claim. If he has Shatterpoint, he has Shatterpoint. What did he play? Oh, he played Protect the Pod. I guess he can't kill the Arrestor Cruiser. Yeah, Piett can die. That's okay. He's gonna play Kelleran. I can now claim and craving that next turn. See, this is what I mean though, is Obi has no way through Droid Laser Turret. Like, okay, yeah, he did. There you go. He did damage, but now it's, oh, 8 to base. And you don't have another trigger, so I will just do that. He does have the Force again, so I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to swing. I think I'm just going to play a stupid swing. Yeah, I'm just going to play a stupid swing. He does have Force Token. Okay, yeah. See, I got lucky there. I'm just going to pick Heroism. Let's get a Champion of Mortis. Okay. This is when Turbo Laser Salvo would be amazing. Oh. Oh, it's beautiful. You can hear the noises of joy coming from me. Jesus Christ. I say Turbo Laser, I get Turbo Laser. Oh, buddy. And then, yeah, we just kill the Obi-Wan. Or not the Obi-Wan, the Yoda. That's his name. Okay. No glory. And then if he plays something I'm really worried about, I can no glory again, but he's going to blue leader, so I'm just going to play that and draw a Droid Laser. I whiffed on it. It's sad. It's realistically, in this situation, that's a whiff. That's what I wanted to draw. And he leaves the game because he did not draw a Shatterpoint. And protect the pod. If he drew it, it doesn't do anything. Piett blue. You saw the game plan was a little bit different. Like, I played removal. I made it later game than I did with red. Craving Power still does great things. I played mostly above curve, like obviously on curve those 2 turns. I couldn't keep him off the Force early game, which kind of sucked. Yoda almost did screw me, but because I played Craving Power onto my Arrestor Cruiser, it was out of Yoda range with his 4 units. He needed 5, couldn't keep 5 on the board, and then he ate Turbo Laser because I top decked well. Virgin's Temple, not the meta deck, but I do think it was the better... It's better into this Piett. I mean, he needed the Consular to cheat out units because I'm cheating out units sooner, and he didn't get that. And that hurt him in the end. The early Shatterpoint was nice, but he didn't really need it because he played it on 4, and his Bodhi lived. So if his Bodhi was a Force unit, he could have just swung. It was like a Yao or something, and he was playing regular Obi, he could have just swung, had the Restore... Probably a better card than Bodhi Rook. But yeah, it's both the flavors of Piett that are popular right now. Piett Yellow might be playable next set. We've already seen 1 Cunning Capital ship. We'll see if there's more. There's not really a whole lot right now, but there are some neat toys with it. I mean, people in Eternal are playing red with splash base to play some counting cards, but they are sneak attack and triple dark, which makes sense. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time, hopefully when I upload a little bit more consistently.